Sorry about that. I had to find my. It's not called Renew. It's called Neverdoll. And what you get in this is you get this can apparently, and you get this like cotton-like stuff that has oil in it. And I'll show you how it works over here. So take it out. Make sure to close the lid so it doesn't, your oils don't escape. And start going kind of like that. Now this part of the bike is more difficult to polish because it's the cast part and it has a texture on it. So what I did is I got some, I forget what grit it was kind of a finer grit, sandpaper, and I came in and I sanded it down, and it made it look like a stainless steel kind of. I did it one way and I did it the upper way, and I go back and forth with each, I go this way all the way up and I go down all the way up, and what happens is kind of like this, you get these grooves going like that, and then when you go back the other way, it takes them down. And the same thing happens with even this stuff. It's not gonna make scratches like it would with sandpaper, but it's the same thing's happening, but on a much smaller level. And it's working when you get this black oil, dirt and other stuff is coming off. So what I did before is, obviously it can get kind of tiring. What I did before is I took a wad of this stuff, and I have a kind of like a screwdriver thing. It's more of a drill. And what I did is I clamped this in there with what it uses to bite down on the drill bit, and it spins, and what it does is the centrifugal force brings it out, and I just sit it right next to it, and it sits there and slaps it, and it worked really well actually. But in my opinion, whenever I do it like this and I just really tough it out and get a bunch done with using my hands, it looks a lot better because you can apply some pressure to it. You can buy this stuff at AutoZone or any other automotive store, Walmart, eBay. I like eBay a lot. It's a great thing. I'm gonna say that power valve cover looks sweet. I'd like to get these bolts anodized, but it costs money. I'm constantly seeing Craigslist stuff on Craigslist for people in the valley that have like a anodizing service. So obviously the more work that you put into it, the better it looks. That's all I'm going to do for today. I do this, 3 or 4 times a week, just this long. I did this side. I did the brake lever. It's got some oil on it. And what I notice is when you actually really try to get the oil off afterwards is when it looks the best. And here, I'll show you guys that. Some Scott's soft towels. This is still good, even though it looks like crap. I mean, this stuff it lasts a long time until it dries up pretty much. So when you take it off, I mean, it looks like it's gone. You can see it comes off. And it doesn't look like it did much. But what I do is I take my fingernail and I really try to get this stuff off. And you can see under it's actually better. You gotta really try to get the stuff off. And you can see right where it's scratched, there's some oil, and then there's the scratch of my fingernail, and that's what it looks like underneath. So it did polish a little bit just doing what I did, but the oil is really hard to get off. Put a little spit on there and see how that works. Yeah, you can see it right there. So that's a lot better than up there or up there, And I put in, 5 minutes of work, and it already looks better. Put on a little bit of spit on there. I can almost see myself. And when you have this, don't put it back on the clean spot because you're just going to get oil right back on there. I recommend getting Simply Green. It's or any type of that, like oil or even dish soap. Anything that removes oil real well, I would use. So you want to use a pretty fine grit when you do this. You can see I still got some scratches on there from when I sanded it down. See, when you really push on there, it starts to come up. The oil doesn't want to give it its shine. And when you get the oil off when it starts to squeak. When it's squeaky clean. I'd say about a couple months, I might have this looking like glass. Might. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks good right in there. Not bad. I was thinking, or I was wondering how much it would to polish rims. And I took my front rim off and tried that. I didn't get anywhere. I couldn't see any improvement at all. But it's whatever. Just got a bad fork seal going there. Need to replace that. Oh, you can hear it squeaking. See down here where there's oil, it won't squeak. And you also get the black stuff. I can hear them doing the drag races over at Firebird Raceway. Alright, so yeah, doesn't look much better, but looks a little better. I don't know. I might take the shroud off and get up there, but all my CD or all whatever that stuff is kind of in the way. It's better to do it on the right side, or at least you can get more done on the right side.